1. Terence Crawford isn't just striving for greatness, he's calling his shot. The undisputed welterweight champion asserts that after defeating Canelo Alvarez, he won't just be the best of his era. He'll rank among the top 3 of all time on the pound-for-pound list. It's a bold statement, but in a recent interview, he admitted the challenge ahead while emphasizing that no one truly knows how it will unfold.
Don't even bother. Me and Canelo is going to be a tough fight for both of us. But at the same time, I don't know. Like I always say, I say the same thing every time somebody asks me. Like when they ask me about the Spence fight, do I think that's going to be the toughest fight of my career? I said, I don't know. I've never been in the ring with Spence. I've never sparred him, never been in the ring. Never felt his punch of power, no nothing. So I can't give you a blind judgment on if I think that's going to be the toughest fight.
Crawford compares his upcoming fight with Canelo to his bout with Spence, where many expected a tough challenge, only for him to dominate. Now, facing Canelo, the same questions arise, but Crawford refuses to make assumptions.
Canelo's great. We all know he's big. We all know he's strong. He got good timing. He got good punching power. He moves his head well. He's a good counter puncher. We all know all that good about him, but we never seen Terence Crawford at 168. So we don't.
Canelo has the advantages in size, power, and skill on paper, but Crawford believes the unknown factor plays a crucial role. Until the fight happens, no one can predict how they'll handle moving up or how Canelo will respond to his style.
We don't know if Canelo is going to be able to box, toe for toe with Terence. We don't know if Canelo's going to be able to push him around. We think we know Canelo's going to be able to walk him down because he's been in the weight class longer than Crawford. But in reality, we don't know. That's why 2 fighters fight.
Crawford isn't ignoring the challenges ahead. He's simply reminding everyone that predictions hold no weight until the first punch is thrown. History has shown that doubting him is never wise. Crawford isn't obsessed with chasing a knockout against Canelo Alvarez. His focus is solely on winning. While many wonder how he'll handle the size disadvantage, Crawford sees it differently. He believes his speed and sharpness, developed in lighter divisions, could expose potential weaknesses in Canelo's game.
I just gotta beat him. I'm not going in there looking to knock Canelo out. Could it happen? Yes, absolutely. When I look at Canelo, he's a smaller, bigger guy moving up in divisions. Being that these big guys are slower, so they might catch him with something, but he might see it at the last minute. They might catch him with a hard shot, but he's able to roll and turn.
Crawford recognizes Canelo's defensive skills, his ability to slip, roll, and neutralize powerful punches. However, he sees a crucial difference between himself and Canelo's past opponents. Unlike the slower, heavier fighters Canelo has faced, Crawford brings elite speed and precision from the lighter weight classes.
Because he's coming from a smaller weight class that was faster, that was sharper. I'm coming from a smaller weight class that's faster and sharper. So if you get hit with a sharp punch that you won't see, he's definitely capable of getting hurt. He's not a machine. He's human just like me. Bleeds just like me. So I'm not going in there thinking, I can't hurt this guy. But I'm not going in there at the same time. I'm trying to knock him. I'm trying to, fight my fight and the knockout is there.
Crawford isn't underestimating Canelo, but he's also not buying into the idea that Canelo is invincible. He's preparing for a 12-round battle, yet if the opportunity to finish Canelo arises, he won't hesitate. Terence Crawford is poised to face Canelo Alvarez in a highly anticipated fight later this year. Both are among the best fighters in the world today, and Crawford believes a victory over Canelo will catapult him into the top 3 all-time pound-for-pound rankings, placing him among legends like Muhammad Ali and Sugar Ray Robinson. Crawford has spent the majority of his career at 147 olds, with his most recent fight at 154 olds. To fight Canelo, he would need to move up to 168 olds, making a potential win even more impressive.
How do you think this fight will impact your legacy in boxing history when it's all said and done if you beat Canelo Alvarez?
Well, I'm not going to say if, I'm going to say when. When I beat Canelo Alvarez, I think I'm going to be, top 3 pound best fighters ever. I think Canelo is up there with all-time greats too. I already look at myself as an all-star.
Crawford makes it clear that this fight is far from ordinary. If he succeeds, he believes it will be one of the most remarkable feats in boxing history. Defeating Canelo while jumping multiple weight classes would place Crawford in rarefied air. However, he's also mindful of one of boxing's oldest adages: a great big man beats a great small man. Many expect size to be the deciding factor, but Crawford aims to prove that skill, IQ, and timing can overcome significant physical disadvantages. Meanwhile, Canelo Alvarez is focused on regaining his status as the undisputed super middleweight champion, with his next fight against William Scotland on May 3rd. Crawford is prepared to dethrone the Mexican champion.
To move up essentially 3 weight classes, you know, and dethrone soon to be undisputed 168 champion without even stepping foot in that weight class. Put a weight class below, it's like Samir Armstrong. So it's gonna be amazing. Like, they always say you never see a great small guy beat a great big guy. And I want to change that narrative.
Crawford isn't casually entering the GOAT conversation. He places himself in the same category as Muhammad Ali and Sugar Ray Robinson, 2 fighters universally acknowledged as some of the greatest to ever step into the ring.
You mentioned top 3. We got to find out who's the other 2 who you think are going to be on that list for you.
I think Sugar Ray Robinson and Ali, I think those 2. You know, sad. You know, Ali, Sugar Ray Robinson, I don't think them spots were there.
Robinson, often regarded as the pound-for-pound king, dominated multiple weight classes with a combination of dazzling skill and power. Ali, the heavyweight icon, transcended the sport with his legacy, skill, and cultural impact. By targeting Canelo, a fighter Crawford respects as an all-time great, he's aiming for a victory that could place him in that same legendary company. For Crawford, the road to becoming one of the top 3 fighters ever isn't just about winning. It's about how he wins, who he beats, and the history he makes along the way. He sees this as his moment to redefine the story of weight classes, size advantages, and what truly makes a fighter great. Crawford's ambitions are sky high, but not everyone is convinced that moving up to 168 to fight Canelo Alvarez is a wise decision. Juan Manuel Marquez, one of boxing's greatest counterpunchers, has raised concerns, warning that size matters and weight classes exist for a reason. Throughout boxing history, fighters who've attempted to jump multiple divisions without properly adapting have faced consequences, like Roy Jones Jr., who never fully recovered after moving down from heavyweight, or Kell Brook, who was damaged by Gennady Golovkin. The pattern is clear. Climbing too high can come at a steep cost. Crawford isn't just moving up, he's skipping multiple divisions to face one of the most physically dominant fighters of this generation.
Terence Crawford is a good fighter, because in the sport of boxing, it has divisions. You know, what's I mean, you know?
Right, weight classes.
Yeah, weight classes.
For a reason.
Weight classes, yeah. And Terence Crawford is a good fighter in super lightweight, welterweight, super welterweight, but I think more. I remember when Terence Crawford fought with Madrid.
Marquez's warning isn't just speculation, it's rooted in a brutal reality. Canelo Alvarez has spent years dominating elite fighters at 168 pounds, bullying Callum Smith, walking down Billy Joe Saunders, and stopping Caleb Plant. Even Gennady Golovkin, a natural middleweight known for his iron chin, felt the force of Canelo's power in her 3rd fight. In contrast, Crawford has never fought above 147 pounds, meaning his body is entirely untested at super middleweight. The risk isn't just about power, it's about durability. A naturally bigger fighter absorbs punches differently, and what might stun a welterweight could bounce off a super middleweight. If Crawford finds himself unable to hurt Canelo, he'll be forced into a 12-round battle against an opponent with the size, strength, and experience to bully him. Marquez, a legend who took calculated risks throughout his career, understands the danger of size disparities. He fought Floyd Mayweather Jr. at welterweight and felt the difference in power, timing, and physicality. Now, he's warning Crawford that stepping into Canelo's division isn't just an uphill battle. It could be a career-altering mistake. Not everyone is sold on the idea of Crawford challenging Canelo at 168 pounds. Legendary trainer Abel Sanchez, known for shaping Gennady Golovkin into one of boxing's most feared punchers, is unimpressed by the matchup. For Sanchez, this fight isn't about skill. It's about size, power, and physical reality. Crawford might be a generational talent, but there's a reason elite fighters stay within their natural weight classes. Even if Crawford bulks up, he'll still be the smaller man facing a physically dominant opponent who has absorbed bombs from natural super middleweights and barely flinched.
He's got coming up after school, I think, is ridiculous. Two different people. Yes, Crawford will gain the weight. Yes, he will be probably around 160, 162, 63 in fight time, but Canelo's a bigger man. Canelo's taking shots from big guys. Nobody has done anything to him. So I don't think this fight. I don't think, I've said it all along, I don't think this fight should happen. But the money was there for both of them, so it's being made. But it's not a fight that I would pay to see.
Sanchez's criticism isn't just about the fight being a mismatch. It's about Canelo's unmatched durability. The Mexican superstar has absorbed clean shots from the likes of Gennady Golovkin, Sergey Kovalev, and Dmitry Bivol without ever appearing seriously hurt. Meanwhile, Crawford's power, though effective at welterweight, remains untested at higher divisions. Even if Crawford lands clean, Sanchez doesn't believe he has the firepower to make Canelo respect him. This fight isn't just a skill test, it's a physics experiment. Canelo isn't just bigger, he's built for the weight class. He cuts down from 174 pounds and rehydrates into a solid, explosive powerhouse. Crawford, on the other hand, has spent his career at 135, 140, and 147 pounds, where his speed and sharpness were his biggest advantages. Sanchez's stance is clear. This isn't a pound-for-pound showdown. It's a financial spectacle that could end with Crawford realizing that size does matter in boxing. Teddy Atlas, with over 50 years in boxing from training world champions to analyzing the sport's biggest fights, has seen it all. When it comes to Canelo versus Crawford, Atlas isn't just focusing on resumes, he's looking at the intangibles. While many experts believe Canelo's size will be the deciding factor, Atlas sees something special in Crawford. Unlike Canelo, who spent years facing elite competition across multiple weight classes, Crawford has dominated his divisions, though his resume lacks the same star power. Atlas believes that quality over quantity matters and is convinced that size alone won't determine the outcome.
All guys are special, but I think Crawford has special. I know he hasn't fought the level, or not just the level, but he doesn't have the resume that as thick, obviously, as Canelo does of so many fights, of so many champions. But I'll tell you something, he's got enough, and he's got enough for me. I think I've been in the business 50 years. He's got enough for me where it's caught my eye, where I believe that there is something very special.
Atlas is referring to the intangibles that separate great fighters from generational ones. While Canelo's experience is undeniable, Crawford possesses qualities that Atlas believes could make the difference. Elite instincts, timing, adaptability, and a near-flawless ability to adjust mid-fight. For Atlas, Crawford's success isn't solely about physical ability, it's about mentality. The best fighters in history didn't always rely on brute strength. Floyd Mayweather, Sugar Ray Leonard, and Pernell Whitaker all defeated bigger opponents through fight IQ and ring generalship. Atlas believes if anyone can make size irrelevant, it's Crawford.